Hi everyone, Abdel here. Welcome to another video. Now, today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 6-step plan I would use if I had to start from scratch tomorrow. This is for a service-based business. So if you have a service-based business or you want to kind of start your service-based business and use your expertise and turn it into a business in itself, then this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through the exact same steps that I would personally use to kind of start from scratch. No clients, no testimonials, no audience, just my knowledge and a laptop. Right? So let me start with a quick question. If someone DM'd you right now and said, hey, I think you can help me, how do we get started? Would you know exactly what to say? Do you have a clear promise, a clear price, and a clear next step for your prospect? If you hesitated, that's what this video is for. Because most of the advice you've heard about starting a service business is actually backwards. Yeah, let me tell you. What they usually tell you is that you need a niche first, you need to have a portfolio and testimonials, you need to spend months building content and website, and something that I didn't mention here is that you probably need to work for free, which I personally absolutely hate, right? So I'm here to tell you that you don't actually need any of this. What you need instead is a problem worth solving, words that actually land with your audience, resonate with your audience, and a simple way for them to say, yes, I want to work with you. All right, so let me just give you a quick intro about myself. My name is Abdel, and I help coaches, consultants, and service providers, or anyone with 5+ years of experience in pretty much anything, go from idea to a fully launched client-ready offer or business, even if they have no audience, no testimonials, and zero marketing experience. So over the years, I've worked with 50+ people who were stuck exactly where you might be right now. So they were unsure what to sell, overwhelmed by all the expert advice, giving them, some expert strategy they need to follow, and they were actually afraid of launching without having proof. And this is an actual fear that I've encountered many times, and this is what you might be experiencing right now as well. So I built offers, messaging, and simple systems that got them their first real clients in just weeks and not months or years, as some would say. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the same 6-step process so you can do it too. Right? So here's what we're going to cover in this video. First, how to pick a problem people would pay you to solve. How to borrow what's already working in your industry or market. How to create messaging that works even without testimonials. How to build and price an offer people say yes to, or people that can't say no to, right? The simple system to get clients without overcomplicating things. And my favorite, how to use paid ads to get eyeballs on your offer and test it fast. So by the end of this video, hopefully you'll have a plan you can launch in days and not months. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through this exact same step process I use with actual paying clients who start with nothing. And we're going to try to build yours here. We're going to give you kind of, get you involved here. And hopefully, as I said, by the time you finish this, you could launch in just days and not months. So let's kick off with this step 1. So what you need first is you need to find a problem worth solving. Now, I'm going to try to be quick here with this video, so it's not going to take a lot of your time. We're going to try to be really straightforward. So the first thing that you need to do is find a problem worth solving, right? So forget finding a niche. That's where most people get stuck. It's finding a niche. It's similar to kind of, hey, you need a logo, all right? It's the new you need a logo thing that people over obsess about. So what you need instead is focus on a pain you can actually remove, all right? Something that's keeping people or your potential clients up at night. So ask yourself these 3 questions. That would help you a lot. First, what problems have I solved over and over again in my work or life? All right, because you're using your expertise here. The second thing, which of those problems actually cost people money, time, or peace if they don't fix it, right? And the third question is, which of those problems do I genuinely care about solving? So you can pause this video and answer those questions, or you can do it later. So let's try to make this a little bit practical for you, right? So write down 3 painful problems you know you can solve. Here's some examples. If you're a therapist, maybe you can help other practitioners package their services into a consultant offer. Maybe you're excellent at that. If you are in fitness, maybe you can help busy tech workers lose weight without obsessing over calories, or being afraid to kind of all they need to do is jog, or maybe like starve themselves to death, right? And if you're an operations person, maybe you can help agencies cut clients onboarding time and health, something that is super specific. Okay. So you want something that you can actually make visible progress on within a few weeks, right? That is super important because a lot of people right now want fast results. So you want your offer to kind of emphasize that you can get them there faster, right? This is what your competitors probably are doing, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. So step number 2, borrow what's already working, right? So this is where we get a little bit sneaky, but in an ethical way. We're not stealing, we're not copying people. We're just studying the market and funnel hacking, right? So instead of guessing what people want, go look at what they're already buying. So just spend 15 minutes doing this exact same thing. Google your problem plus coach or consultant and open 3-5 results, right? Look at their headlines, their promises, the way they describe results, check their socials, see what content gets the most engagement, and also peek at their ads in the Facebook ads library. That is super, super important. So all you need to do basically is just do a little bit of research and use Google, Facebook, and kind of type in a problem, and then next step to that, like solution or coach or consultant or program, and you will find a lot of people actually in your industry offering probably the same thing that you want to offer. So the goal here is not to copy these people, is to develop an idea of what's actually working in your industry. It's to detect if there are any patterns, right? So you start to notice what kind of promises people keep repeating, what types of offers they actually sell, or the offers that most people sell, and the way they try to build trust, right? So once you see that pattern or those patterns, you will be able to spot the gap where you need to kind of place yourself and try to fill, right? So maybe you do the same outcome but faster, or maybe you do it with less complexity, or maybe you do it in kind of less time, or maybe, as I said, it's going to be faster, or maybe you kind of do it for a super specific kind of type of people or group of people, right? So that is step number 2. Let's move to step number 3, which is building your messaging, right? So this is super important because I always emphasize that you can start without testimonials, without client history, without audience, but the key to making that work is by developing super strong or specific messaging, right? So here's the thing. If you don't have proof yet, your words need to do the heavy lifting. So good messaging makes people feel like you've been reading their minds. It's like, kind of sneaking behind them and hearing everything they actually say. It's like, your Facebook, because that's what Facebook is good at. It's like sneaking on people, trying to understand them better. That's why their ads are good. So the formula for this is super simple, right? So you call out the problem in their words, show why their past attempts have failed, give them a new belief about what actually works, and then introduce your own method, your own way of doing things, and then give them a safe next step. Right, here's the example that I've prepared for you. So, this is not about to use this as an example. You're overwhelmed because your calendar runs your life. You've tried raising your prices, but that didn't free up your time. But what actually works is packaging outcomes instead of hours, right? That's what I do with my 6-week pivot plan. So, and it starts with a simple offer audit that we can do together. So, super simple, straight to the point. It's not going to waste anyone's time, and people can understand exactly what you do, right? So, that is step number 3. We're going to move to step number 4. So, step number 4 is going to be about creating your offer, right? And here is the one of the most tricky parts about this, which is basically trying to understand how you can start charging by the outcome or the change that you'll offer people and not the hours. Because understand that most of you guys come from a corporate world or might be, freelancers, and you're used to charge per hour. You're used to kind of put the value over the time that you put into making things. But here it's different. It's about the outcome. You can work with someone 2 hours a month and charge $10,000 if you're solving a $10,000 problem, right? So it's not about how many hours you actually put in your work. It's about how or what kind of change that you're actually bringing to people. So your offer just needs to have a clear promise. As I said, in 5 weeks, we'll launch a client-ready offer, an example. A simple process, 4-6 steps or weeks. A container, right? For example, you're going to have calls, you're going to have reviews, you're going to have support, and clear milestones. People need to kind of build momentum step by step. They need to experience small wins over time, right? And then at the end, give your method a name, right? It gives it a little bit more credibility. So that is for step number 4, creating an offer. Step number 5, which is build a simple client getting system. This should be the least of your concerns, because at first you don't need to kind of follow someone's complicated system, and that is not suitable for you, right? Because a lot of people on the internet, especially gurus who have a lot of followings, they tend to kind of give overcomplicated systems for beginners who do not understand what a funnel is, do not understand what an offer stack is. You tell them a webinar, they don't really understand how should I do that, and it's so complicated for them. And it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of talent, takes a lot of money, and because these people have not been beginners for a long time, they actually are not relevant. It's not relevant to them, and they're not kind of on the same mindset as a beginner, or they haven't been in the same mindset as a beginner for a long time. So what you need a simple system, right? As I said, you don't need a 15-page funnel brand kit. You need one clear path from stranger to client. Here's what this looks like. One page that explains your offer and how to start. One thank you page that tells them what happens next. 3 short follow-up emails to keep them warm. That's it, right? And you might say, hey, what should I do on that offer page and thank you page, and what kind of system should I build? Super simple. I have videos on my channel that you can watch where I explain this system over a lot of videos. I mean, pretty much all my videos are about this simple client getting system or lead gen system for new experts. So you can watch those videos where I explain this in detail on how you can set this up. Right now, step number 6, which is launch with paid ads, which is my favorite way to test new offers. I mean, I'm not against organic marketing. I love that. I'm trying to make it work for me as well. But when it comes to launch and you want to have fast results, you want to get test your offer faster, you want to do ads, because you pay for traffic, you get feedback, you learn what works and what doesn't, and then you go at it. So here is, as I said, where most people start. They build everything and then wait. They post it on social media. They hope someone stumbles across the page, and weeks go by with zero real data. And that is a real struggle I've encountered many, many times. That's why I always recommend ads, right? And what I actually tell my clients is that when you're investing in ads, it's not like you're just putting money and then, even if you're not getting results, doesn't mean like you're throwing money away. It just means that you're actually paying to learn more about your market, right? And ads actually put your offer in front of your exact audience. So if you ever wanted to kind of people to see your exact offer, ads guarantee you that your people, the right people, are going to be seeing your exact offer, right? So you don't have to spend months building an audience before you make a single sale. And you get, as I said, instant feedback on your offer, your message, and whether people actually want what you're selling. So we're not talking about massive budget here. You can start with even $5 a day, which personally I don't recommend. It's so slow. But what I do is $15 to $25 a day. You can expect between $600 to $750 a month. I mean, if you don't have $750 a month to spend on ads, probably you're not ready to actually launch this. But if you do have that is the best you can do with actually that budget when you're serious about launching this. All right. So as I said, launching with ads is probably the best way you can go about testing your offer. And I mean, that's it. Those are the 6 steps that I would absolutely follow to kind of start from scratch. And these are the exact same steps I take my clients through for every project. Since I work with the same people every time, I've actually mastered this, and I tend to always get my clients results, no matter no matter what their industry, no matter their level. And some people get great results, some others get maybe less great results, but we always tend to kind of have them some kind of results that would get them in the mindset of actually running and managing their offer and having leads or people, at least people to speak to who are interested to buy from them. So if you are interested in having your expertise that you spent years acquiring be turned into a profitable business or ready for client business in just 4 to 5 weeks, comment below, or click on any of the links that I'm mentioning on the description, and I'll be happy to talk to you and give you a little bit more details on how we can go about transforming your expertise into a business. So thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you very soon. Bye bye.